Hi guys. Hello. This is Chloe, my assistant. I'm gonna turn the lights on. All right, be 2 seconds, guys. I'll be with you in a sec. All right, darling. So I'll send you the payment in a second. Just watch out for it. How did you get here? All right. Thank you, my darling. So you saved that in what, like the shared that document? Yeah. If you haven't shared it with me, we already left it. Just let me know and I'll find it. Yeah, just make sure you shared it with me. I think you didn't do it in Teams. If you just did it in your own Canva, make sure. I think it's in your Canva. Oh, it's in mine. Okay. All right, darling. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I'm coming. I'm coming. Hello. Sorry, everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry about that. Hi, guys. Hello. Hi, everybody. Oh, God, there's no lights on. Hang on. Whoa. Wait a second. God, this is a terrible beginning to a live. Sorry, guys. Hi, guys. I'm very stressed, but that's okay. We're sorting it out. I've had a day. Did the website get launched? I got no emails. No, not launched just yet because I've just been having an argument with PayPal for the last day. Somehow I had 2 PayPal business accounts I didn't know about, and we've just closed the one that was working, and now I can't reopen it. It's a whole thing. Anyway, PayPal is so great with me. I love my PayPal account. My PayPal account is working from tomorrow. So eager for your course. Oh, guys, so am I. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Sorry about the late start and the weird beginning, but Chloe was here and she just was doing some work for me. All right. Hi, guys. Hi. Yes, hello. Everything for a reason. Yes, there'll be some weird reason for this. I don't know why. Something. Who knows what the fuck it could be. Yes. Daylight savings now in 8 p.m. in Melbourne. Oh, it's 8 p.m. Oh, fuck, is it? Oh, shit. Perth don't do daylight saving. 8 p.m. in Melbourne. Oh, thank you for telling me. Shit, Jade. I didn't even realize that. Oh, hello, darling. Who gave me the super chat? Who's that from? Oh, Chelsea. Thank you, darling. Hi, manifest ESP back after a year breakup. Oh, wonderful. Working hard on self-concept, and she is reflecting back some good stuff, but she is also showing selfishness and making me earn her love. How can I shift this? Live in the end? Well, stop saying she's showing selfishness. Stop saying she's doing that. Okay? So you've got a story about her that she's either still upset with you about what happened with your breakup or trying to prove that you love her because she was hurt. Some story you've got, like you hurt her feelings before, or you cheated on her, or something happened where she needs to now be proven by you that you love her. So what's the story you're still holding about your breakup that means that you still have to do that, or the story you're holding about her that she's really oversensitive and needs constant validation or needs reassurance? It's either a story you're holding about the way she is in relationships, or the story you're holding about the way you broke up and that you need to make amends for what happened or prove it or. So what happened, Chelsea? Just tell me down the bottom here what actually happened. Yes, that's so very true that I hurt her feelings. Now I have to prove my love. Okay, so that's all it is. So you've got to get rid of the story that you hurt her feelings. You've got to get rid of the story that she's hurt. I didn't hurt her feelings. We were both hurt. Okay, but we're both over it now and we want this to work, and we both know how each other feels, and she doesn't need validation from me and she doesn't need reassurance from me. She knows I love her. She doesn't ask anything of me anymore. She is reassured of my love and she feels my love and she knows I love her, and she doesn't need any validation anymore. And she's forgiven me for what I did and I forgive her. We've both forgiven each other. Everything is forgiven and forgotten. Say that over and over and over again. Everything is forgiven and forgotten. And don't look at anything she's doing as her looking for validation. Don't read into it. Make sense? I hope I answered that. Because if you hold the story that I know I did that when I got back together with my old SP. I held a story that I'd hurt him because I split up with him. And I had a story that he was withholding his love from me again because I had been the one to split up with him. And so that's what he was doing for a little bit of it, until I started saying, he's so affectionate with me now, we're back to normal, we're back and better than ever, and then it changed. Because I had to get rid of that story that I'd hurt him because I'd been the one to break up with him, right? Hi, Loz, have a question. Yes, Jesse Alex, I would like to manifest talking to someone more often. The friendship is already great. I just want to manifest more frequent communication with her. Well, say you've got the frequent communication. We always talk. We talk every day. We FaceTime. We text all day long. They can't stop talking to me. Say that. I've been so on point with my self-concept. I do not want to manifest my original SP now. Oh, I know that feeling. I do not like him anymore. And I think I've fallen in love with one of my guy friends because we are the same stage in life. And I know he likes me too. Oh, Jess. And I do not have to question his loyalty. Oh, wonderful. But the problem is he hasn't even opened my message. He has opened our group message, another friend's message, but not mine. Our friend's message is him saying, I saw you and Jess were really close at our wedding last weekend. He responded really quickly with a smart-ass comment. He's very playful and said, oh, you must be thinking of his brother, and that's it. I've been saying to myself that he has surprised himself as working out his feelings, so I'm assuming that is why he responded like that, because of my assumption. Do I just focus on my self-concept, or should I throw an SP affirmation in here and there? Sorry for so many questions. Darling, throw in the SP affirmations. Decide he really likes you, and all he's doing is not answering your question or whatever you wrote to him because he wants to be the instigator and he doesn't want to fuck this up and he wants this to work, right? Don't think that you've done the wrong thing by messaging him, or he hasn't opened it because he doesn't want you, or give it all the good reasons, like he's nervous to talk to you and he's just trying to figure out what to say and he doesn't want to fuck this up and he does really like me and he sees a relationship with me and he wants to work out. That's the reason. And see yourselves together. And yes, do some SP affirmations about him. I think I figured out that my self-concept is fundamentally quite good. I know I'm smart and attractive, etc. However, I've manifested a lot of fake friends in the past and people who have openly admitted to being jealous. Even recently, a close friend told me she dreamt that I slept with her boyfriend. Oh. I also found out that some friend had talked shit about me. I trusted her so much. How come I keep manifesting people who seem to want to control or bring me down in some way? I know that I'm loved and admired, but only ever feels like that from afar, like TikTok attention. I definitely notice that when I'm doing badly, my friends are in extra good mood, etc. Well, that's the story you're holding about them, darling. Got to get rid of her. I don't feel like anyone is truly here for me, and I've had so many people go behind my back. Okay, where's that coming from, darling? I never used to assume this or say this, but it's something I'm noticing more and more often now. I was extremely trusting and naive kid, like autistic and definitely ADHD. So Izzy, don't worry, darling. Maybe it's something like I get taken advantage of easily because I'm a good person. I get walked all over. People use me. People take advantage because I'm naive or I'm this or I'm that. You might have had a story like, oh, you're a bit dumb at school or stupid at school and people put you down. And so you just got the story that people take advantage or people put you down or people aren't there for you or just because of the way you were treated at school because you're a bit different. You know what I mean? Could be that. But just get rid of all that story. So everyone admires me now. They give me the attention I do want. They're always there for me. They're my great friends. They're good friends to me. They're not jealous. They are happy for me when I'm happy. I was talking to an old friend who developed feelings and now wants to destroy me for getting back with SP. What do I do here and how do I sort this out? Oh, no, darling. Wants to destroy you. It's a bit harsh. Jesus Christ, have you got a story this person's a psycho? What's your story about this person? Get rid of that story, darling. Get rid of the story that they're jealous. Get rid of the story that they're in love with you. Get rid of that story. Be like, oh, they're happy for me now. They've found someone else. They would never hurt me. They're a good friend. We're just friends. Kylie, hey, Loz. Hope all is well with you. Had a 10-minute spiral but came out of it so quickly. Even asked first P what is happening in 3D. Obviously telling me fears. Didn't faze me too much because part 2, living the end so much in 4D. Next day, she displayed signs of loving me, cuddling me, kissing me, smelling me, and even asked to spend the day with me. Was with her till 1 a.m. I know my 3D. Oh, golly. He's catching up to what he's already done. It's such a calm feeling. I'm so proud of myself and how non-reactive I was. Oh, great. She even said I changed so much in a good way. 3D is playing out perfectly. Oh. So it's easier for me to get back into the state. The day I did have a little moment, I affirmed like a queen. I know my worth. I know I'm wanted. I know I'm the priority. I know I'm chosen. Oh, that's wonderful, darling. Look, if you have those moments, just affirm like a bitch. If you have those moments and you're spiraling, go on a little rampage or take yourself out in nature, go for a big walk, stop yourself having the old reactions you would have had. That's wonderful, darling. Great news. What's this, Sinead? Hang on. Where am I? Hey, Loz, so at the weekend I got drunk and ended up texting SP and we got into the most vile argument we've ever had, and he basically threatened to expose me for my lies. I've never lied to him. He said the most disgusting things to me. It was his dad's 1-year death anniversary, which I forgot. I think he was drunk and took his sadness and anger out on me. I'll probably die. He told me he hated me and doesn't want me. He also said that I never hear from him again, and I ended up hurting myself badly and going to hospital. Oh no, darling. I feel depressed and back to square one with my mental health. I don't want to give up on manifesting him, but where do I go from here? I'm so ashamed and feel guilty of what I said to him. Don't worry, darling. He's blocked me on everything, so I can't even apologize. I feel pathetic and broken. What do I do? Look, guys, sometimes when you're really hurt, you'll say things that you really don't mean. I've done that before, and you want to take them back, and you can't really, but you can revise it, or you can imagine they understand and they don't care, and he was just in a bad mood because his dad had died. It was his anniversary of his dad's death, and that's the only reason he reacted like that. It really wasn't about you. This isn't about me. This isn't about me. Say that, Sinead. Okay, and so the reason it spiraled out of control was because of his story that was going on with him. It has nothing to do with me. He knows that it was all him making the fight worse than it needed to be, and he forgives me, and everything's forgiven and forgotten. He doesn't care, and it was just what was going on with him, and he's going to come to me. He's going to say, Sinead, sorry, I was going through a really hard time that day. I didn't mean to react the way I did. I didn't mean to say the things I said, blah, 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 blah. Right? And don't beat yourself up, darling. Don't do this thing of saying you're ashamed or you feel guilty. Okay, so you did something wrong in your mind. Just forget that. That sounds to me like you beat yourself up a lot and you think you do things wrong. Somebody else will be like, oh, fuck him. You know what I mean? Why are you beating yourself up so much? That's something you need to work on. Okay, I'm not wrong. I don't do things wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. I've got nothing to be ashamed about, nothing to feel guilty about. I haven't done anything wrong. Everything's forgiven and forgotten. He knows I love him. So those things. Jade, part 1. Hey, Loz, I've been on good form, as you know, with a new job, health and money, as I've dipped. I've reached out to SP by email, no response, and trying to stop myself doing that anymore. I finally stopped crying too. For days, I was in a very low place. It feels that all my good news and not having him here to share it has caused this spiral. Is that what I think it is, if I pinpoint it? Plus, time is now in my mind. It's been all year and all these other things, and I've got yet nothing with SP. I really thought he would be back by now, and it's sad. I wish he was here to celebrate with me, and I talked about these things, and I've done it for myself. I need some Loz advice. It's as though I've almost forgotten how to pick myself up or how to do this. I feel off my game, and I need to get my head straight before I start the new job next week. Much appreciated. Thanks for all you do, Loz. Need this live tonight more than usual. Not feeling good. Look, guys, when it's been a whole year, I know how that can feel, okay? When it's been a certain amount of time and you start feeling like, where is it? It's really, really hard. I know that feeling, okay? But you've got to just decide, okay, well, what's the alternative? Either I want this person or I don't. If I give up on this person because of the time, because I think the time is a factor, then how am I going to feel? Am I going to be able to move on and forget about them? If you can, do that. If you can't, Jade, then stop worrying about the time. Time is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. If you're back together in 3 months, would it matter that you have to wait another 3 months? That's what you got to kind of look at. Just live in your mind more, darling. Hi, Eileen. Hi, guys. Hey, Loz, SP is literally committing to me, and I've had random fears coming up. Oh, no, darling, which I've never had before. I'm still focusing on self-concept, all to the issue of not being chosen, but any ideas as to why? Fears that it's all going well, fears this is too good to be true, fears that it all worked out. Those kind of fears, is it that? Stop that. Hey, Loz, you're always looking beautiful in pink. Were you always good? Oh, thank you, darling. I don't have any makeup on my face except some lippy. Self-concept was good until he sends me a long email sorting finances out. This makes it feel more finalized. I don't want this split. I want my hubby back. I just want him to feel for me again. Look, guys, when you just want something, the way you just wrote that, I just want you to choose me. I want you to fight for me. I just want you to want me again. That proves to me that you haven't convinced yourself in your mind that they do want you again. You are seeing the 3D as final. You're seeing what's happening as final. You're not thinking the opposite. The only reality I'm selecting here is the reality where he loves me, the reality where we're together. Or am I selecting the reality where there's papers in front of me I have to sign and he doesn't want me? I know it's really hard to get your head around, but you're selecting the reality where he doesn't want you. Hi, Loz, do you have any tips for losing weight with body dysmorphia? Well, I've always had body dysmorphia, but it's hard because when you want to say in one way, you want to say I'm losing weight rapidly, or everything I eat makes me lose weight, or I've got my ideal body now, or I'm so wonderfully thin, or whatever it is you want to say, kind of counteracts what you should be saying with body dysmorphia, which is I am perfect just the way I am, right? So my body is perfect as my body is perfect. I love the way my body looks. I have my ideal body. I feel so good in my own skin. I'd be saying those kind of things. And then the way the weight will fall off is because you're starting to love your body and it will suit, it'll start molding to what you're thinking, which is your ideal body, and not hating the body you now have. Does it make sense? So if you're goes, oh my guys. And said a position has become available and they offered me the job today. Oh, Sinead, really? All I did was visualize my work uniform and told myself I love my new job, etc. I never expected that phone call. Oh, wonderful, darling. Well, that's going well. Just go run with that part of your life, darling. That's great. Everything reason, yes. What's this, high lows? I have something for you. Can I drop it to you in person? Oh, Nat, that'd be lovely. If you want to, darling. Message me on Messenger, darling. Yes, this is so very true that I hurt her feelings and now I have to prove my love. Just stop thinking you have to do that, darling. Hang on, where am I? God damn it. Loz, my SP said they want to get back together, but that I need to change because I neglected their feelings. No, which I haven't. It was the other way around. I don't understand how my self-concept caused this because you think you did something wrong. You think they're on the pedestal and they run the relationship or something. What's going on here? You neglected their feelings. You ever got a story that they're needy, that they feel neglected, that they're oversensitive, that they're hurt? What's the story you're holding about them or the story you're holding about you that you fuck things up and you have to mea culpa for all the things you did wrong? Get rid of all that story. Loz, I was bored and randomly chatting with a guy. Now he's harassing me online. I blocked him, but waiting 48 hours to block on Facebook. My anxiety is getting triggered because of this guy. Oh. Why are you waiting 48 hours to block him on Facebook? Just block him everywhere, darling. We need to just decide he's gone away. He's got the message. He's not going to harass you anymore. He realizes he's not got a fucking chance in hell and he goes away. Just say that, darling. Oh, that guy's gone away. I didn't even need to block him. He's just disappeared. That creep's gone away. He's just a weirdo. He's just disappeared. He's not in my reality. He's got a clue. He's woken up, got a clue, and realized I'm not interested. He realized he's making a complete dick of himself and he's stopped. I have my best friend who I haven't seen in a few months visiting this weekend. All weekend she kept competing with me on everything. What concept do I need to work on? I really was accommodating and every day I could, but her sarcasm was very hurtful. Okay, we got a story that she's jealous of you, that she's not a very nice person, that she competes with you. Get rid of that story. And also get rid of the story that you get competed with. Just be like, no one competes with me. Everyone knows I'm the best. So they wouldn't even try. Sometimes when your self-concept low, they'll do things like that to you to make you feel lower. Thank you so very much. You're very helpful. Okay, good, Chelsea. How do I stop the thoughts in my mind go negative? I'm doing all your manifesting tips, but my mind still waits for my SP to message me after he said he was done and block me on social. Who's done and blocked me on social? Well, guys, if you're waiting for the day that they're unblocking you, or you're looking at your WhatsApp and checking if they've unblocked you yet and all that, you're not living in the end, are you? You're not in the end state that you're together, are you? You're in the state of still blocked. So if you keep checking or you keep looking or you keep waiting for the day that he talks to you again, you're not living in the end. I want you to go right to the end that you're together. Have lots of visualizations of you together. Stop even worrying about the blocking. If you were together, you wouldn't be blocked. That's the thing you're doing wrong. I really was very isolated one. Hi, Loz. I've been doing amazing with my self-concept for a little while now, but something happened recently that I'm unsure, and it's like my old story is purging. My last couple of weeks have been very testy. I've been tapping out my anxiety, affirming religiously, trying to overpower my old story and trying to live in the end, knowing that I'll always get what I want no matter what. Well, that's great. What's wrong here? I'm unsure it's my old story is purging. Don't worry about that, darling. I've been tapping out my anxiety, affirming religiously. Well, that's good. Overpower old story and trying to live in the end, knowing I'll always get what I want no matter what. That's great, darling. But don't do it like religiously, like a banshee, like crazy. Like, okay, sometimes old story does purge out a little bit, but just keep saying, doesn't matter what's happening, I still get what I want, rather than going affirming, tap, 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 because that's kind of in the state of anxiety that, oh my God, everything's going wrong, everything's purging, everything, I better fix it. Rather than, yeah, this shit's going on. Like at the moment with me with PayPal, like all the shit that happened today, I can just go, like someone said, there's a reason for it. I can just go, oh yeah, I wasn't meant to have that old PayPal account, or there's a reason for this delay, or it gives me extra time to do this, or. I love the all is forgiven and forgotten affirmation that answers questions I couldn't form. I've also approved of myself with 2 new affirmations. Yes, I've heard I approve of myself. That's a good one. I approve of myself. That's great. Hi, guys. I have my new car a week today. To say I'm loving life is an understatement. Lisa! Congratulations. Oh, who sent me a super chat? Who's this? Oh, Panther Girl. Hi, Loz. Thanks for all your help. I'm wondering how to act in 3D towards husband while working on self-concept and trust issues. So you're the one that's splitting up. I'm wondering how to act in 3D towards husband while working on self-concept trust issues. Are you together or are you split up? I'm confused. Is this the one where you're saying you're getting papers and you're splitting up? Or you're not splitting up? So if you're together, you just act like your wonderful self. And if you're splitting up, you act like your wonderful self. Either way, guys, you don't act like a triggered bitch. Hang on, where are we? Panther Girl, tell me what the situation is. I'm wondering how to act in 3D towards husband while working on self-concept and trust issues. Guys, it doesn't really matter what you do in the 3D. It really matters what you think about what you're doing in the 3D. You can run around with your underpants on your head yelling obscenities in the street, and you can decide that your husband thinks that's so cute. Or you could think he thinks you're a nutcase and sends you to the funny farm. It's whatever you think is going to matter about what you're doing. Is that what you're asking me? Just tell me what the situation is, Panther Girl. Just write it in the chat here without doing another super chat. Just tell me, are you together or what's going on? Doesn't matter what you're doing in your mind with your trust issues and your self-concept. He doesn't know. You're just reflecting those new thoughts to him. Does that make sense? Just tell me what's the situation, though. The fuck am I? Wait a minute. Hello's got a migraine just listening. Oh, no, darling, I had one all week and I had to just affirm it away, just decide it didn't bother me anymore. I hadn't had them for years. It must have been stress. SP and I have a cat. When he let her out, though, the window last night, he said she's going into the third dimension. When he let her back in, he said, it's the fourth dimension. I almost choked. He's getting all woo-woo on you, Lisa. Hilarious. Hello, Loz from Amsterdam. Oh, hello, darling. I will do, Loz. So it's still okay for me to manifest him as I do still love him and want him. Yes, Sinead. But just decide you didn't do anything wrong, and it was just because, look, I had a situation with someone where the day we spoke and they got annoyed at me, something had happened to them. So I've just got the story that they're only in a bad mood because of what happened to them that day. It's actually got nothing to do with me. It's really nothing to do with me, and they only misunderstood me based on what the shit was going on with them. Really has nothing to do with me. And I had to stop beating myself up and thinking I'd done something wrong or upset them. It was what was going on with them that was the problem. So just say that. Loz, the new anesthetist, so looks exactly how I dreamed of my ideal man. Oh, anesthetist has got lots of money. You know they're the most highly paid doctors because they can kill people very easily. I'm freaking out. Things getting too freaky in my 3D, but I'm loyal to my SP. Oh, we never know, Jane. Leave it open. Never know what might happen. Anesthesiologist, that's how you say it. I could not read that just then. My dyslexia. I'm great, darling, except for my show that happened today, but it's all right. It's all going to sort out. What SP affirmation should I use? Jess, I don't fucking know. Anything, Jess, that suits you. Use some things from my ebook, my 101 affirmations ebook. I also thought I got rid of my old story with SP. Go to my SP affirmations playlist in TikTok, darling, and use some of them in there. I also thought I got rid of my old story with SP, but old hurt feelings have come up recently. Do I need to get rid of another story or just revise and live in the end? Guys, you're still hurt by them. You haven't got rid of the story. And that's when I say, find a new one, find a new person, because you're holding on to that story of dear life like fucking what's a face on the Titanic piece of wood. You can't let go of that piece of wood. Find a new SP. Really. I had a year of no contact and had movement in January and February with SP. Has movement yesterday again, and we are going to have a long phone conversation on the weekend. Oh, darling, really? What? Also, SP literally walks ahead of me when we were walking together, and I read that's what narcs do. Stop reading into it, darling. Can I change this because it's becoming frustrating even when I'm affirming we're together? Just decide you walk hand in hand, you walk next to each other, you always walk side by side. They never do that. Stop reading into what they're doing, darling. Maybe he's a fast walker. I'm a fast walker. I can't stand it when people walk slow. It drives me crazy. It hurts my legs. People always say to me, do you have to walk so fast? Do you have to walk so slow? Come on. Right? Just give it that story. Don't read into it. He's in Belgium. I'm in the UK. Persist. Yes, guys, exactly. It doesn't matter about distance. Distance doesn't matter. SP and I got back together after 4 years no contact. I know how hard it is, but it's coming for you. What you desire will never pass you. Oh, yes. Talia, that's wonderful. 4 years? 4 years no contact. Yes, I got back together with someone after 6 years no contact. Fresh breakup, barely a month. I tried manifesting weeks ago and she came back. Is this possible even though the pain is still fresh? She came back. Is this possible even though the pain is still fresh? Is what possible? Just got to get rid of the pain that's fresh. Liz Adventures and Beyond, are you realizing that you caused the breakup with your shitty thinking? If you got fresh pain, fucking get rid of that. You caused your own pain. Are you getting that? You're still holding on to pain, are you? You haven't been listening to me. You've been watching some fuckwits. So whatever pain you're holding on to, you got to get rid of that immediately because you've got to understand that you caused the pain. You caused your own fucking pain. Popped into CSP unannounced after a few weeks no contact and he bought my new puppy a dog toy. There's always movement. Oh, love that, Jill. Cute. Part 1, hi Loz. I don't know if I'm doing anything right. I'm always affirming self-concept in SP. I'm listening to night tapes and doing everything, but I do keep checking the 3D. I can't help it checking his what? Socials, checking if he's online. Last night I woke up and just thought of who he may be seeing someone else. I was doing good though. What am I doing wrong, please? Stop doing that, darling. I've done that before. And then I've looked at their socials, thought they're seeing someone, freaked out, and they weren't seeing anyone at all. And I just went into a spiral. Don't do it. It means you're not living in the end. It means you don't believe that you're together. It's doubting your manifestation. It's shitting on your manifestation. Please stop. Please just block them on everything if you have to, just for now, so you don't have to see it. I've done that twice with 2 different SPs, and that is a true indicator that you've got some I'm not chosen, other girls competition issues. And I've done it with 2 different SPs, and both times they weren't with other people. And I read into pictures I saw and thought they were with other people, and they weren't. And made a dick of myself in my own mind thinking they were with people, and they weren't. That means you need to work on your I'm chosen shit. But I still need to know I decide. What's this, Jade? Reply. What's this? What are you talking about? Thanks, Oz. You are right as always. I do want SP. Not going to give up. I guess I should take movement that he's not responded to my email or been old him, because old him would have been nasty in reply to me or called me. Well, stop saying he's the kind of guy I'd be nasty. I also trying to stop myself going down tarot rabbit hole and wasting money. Please don't do that. She did say third party is gone, so I'll take this as my doing. She is tarot lady sent a few times. I couldn't care less if she's your grandma. Stop going there. But I still need to know I decide. Jade, if you're still going to tarot, you're not getting this. Thank you. I'm feeling low today, Loz. Don't worry, darling. Loz, my mum has told me I can no longer live with her and my sister. My sister isn't talking to me anymore, and my mother is slowly cutting me off. What self-concept issues is this? I really want things to change. Look, if you're a chronic overgiver or people pleaser, sometimes you'll always have people cutting you off, rejecting you, pushing you away, not talking to you, blocking you, because you've got the constant story that you've done something wrong and you're the one who have to fix things. Is that your story? Or is it just a story that your parents don't support you, your sister doesn't support you, people aren't there for you, they reject you? What's the story? Get rid of that. Oh, thank you, Goddess, for the super chat. Oh, you sent me mood. Thank you, darling. Victoria, hey, Flower. So I affirm that my SP is committed to me because I'm always chosen, but the third party pops in my head. So then I have an inner combo with her where she tells me she's happy for us. Is that okay? Yes, do that, guys. If you want to keep them alive in your reality, we're having a chat to the bitch, do it. But I'd rather you didn't keep them alive. But if you're thinking of her and that's the way to deal with it, well, then you do that. Hey, Loz, I failed at my routine, sadly, but I've made it easier by making it 1 cooked meal a day, waking up early in the morning. Oh, wonderful. Trying to learn for at least 1 class. I'm going to try, and I'm still... Where's the rest of this, Melissa? Oh, fuck. Where's part 2? Working on my self-concept, and I'm going hard on my self-concept affirmations at school no matter what 3D brings me. Melissa, darling, you're doing brilliantly, okay? Don't say you failed at your routine. That sounds to me like you beat yourself up for doing things wrong, or you had strict parents who always gave you routines or told you had to do things right, or were strict on your schoolwork or some fucking shit. You didn't fail at anything. And you don't have to have a routine. Decide you don't need a routine and everything's going to manifest for you anyway. Routine schmootine. It's not going to help you. Or it is going to help you. Whatever you decide, darling. If it's making it easier for you, do it. But if it's making you feel bad because you didn't stick to the routine, don't do it. Just decide. Whatever I do is right. Some days I feel like doing the routine. Other days I don't. And it doesn't fucking matter what I do. I still get what I want. No, my husband was on Tonza. Oh, the one on Tinder? You mean Tinder? What, the one that was on Tinder? Darling, look, I don't know what to do in that situation. So you're saying that he said he wasn't on it still. You've either got to really hold a story that he's not on it and you've got to believe what he said, or deal with the consequences of thinking he's cheating. And then what do you do? Either way, you've got to decide he's faithful to you and no one compares to you. And it doesn't matter if he's talking to a million girls on Tinder right now, he's committed and faithful to you. It's really up to you how you see your own husband. Whether you believe that story or don't believe that story, it's up to you what you do with that information. You see what I'm saying? Thank you for putting our minds right instead of blaming other people for how we feel. Oh, good, darling. Working on my self concept and going hard on my self concept affirmations at school, no matter what. That's good, darling. Hi, Lisa, darling. Hey, Loz, how are you doing? I'm great. How are you? Hi, Loz. Is living in the end just a case of affirmations and visualizing they are mine now? Yes, but it's any way you want to do it, right? So some people say don't affirm at all and just live in the end. Some people say just be in the state. Well, a lot of people fail to tell you how to get in the state when they just say be in the state. Be, just be. Well, okay, bitch. Okay, Dylan James, how the fuck do I do that, right? Not bitching about Dylan James, but I watched his, comeback video today and some of his explanations were hella confused. He was saying everyone's you pushed out, and then he was saying your SP's got their own issues and their own triggers. I was like, everyone's you pushed out, Dylan. Listen to what you just said 5 minutes ago. What's the question? I went off on thing. So look, you can visualize if you want. You can affirm if you want. Or you can just walk around all day in the state of, I am the new me who gets what they want. We're together. Okay? What I would like you to do is anytime that you have old thinking that doesn't align with the new story of we're together, that's when you affirm or visualize, right? Or you think a beautiful story thought, or you go and script something, or you have some affirmations, or you have a visualization when you're thrown. You don't have to spend all day visualizing and all day affirming. But if your mind is shit, if your mental diet is crap, if you've got old story thoughts going through your mind, well, it's a good idea to affirm or a good idea to script or a good idea to visualize to get those thoughts out of your mind, because then you can't be in the new state of you because the old state of you is still running. It's like you've got a tape running, okay? It's like today on PayPal. This is how the old story works, okay? This is why I don't have a PayPal at the moment. This is probably the best explanation I can think of about old story. So today I ring PayPal. And I'm trying to work out why my PayPal isn't working. I've got a personal PayPal account and I was trying to change it to a business account, and there was a glitch in the system and it wouldn't change to a business account back in December. So I just gave up on trying to change it to a business account, and I started a brand new business account a couple of weeks ago or a month or so ago by myself on PayPal. They said, do that. Today, I've been trying to ring PayPal for 4 days. Every day I'm sitting online for like 4 hours on hold. Can't get through to anyone. Finally, a man from America rang me and then said to me, you've got 3 accounts. 2 of them are in the same name with the same email and the same bank account. So I can't have a PayPal that's working, new story, new PayPal account, because there's actually another PayPal account. Exactly the same story, except it's the bad old story. So I got old story PayPal account working and running, and new PayPal account running, but I didn't know. This PayPal account can't work until this PayPal account is deleted. So then he deleted this PayPal account so this PayPal account can work. Except the problem was he deleted the wrong one. He should have kept this one. So now I've got a PayPal account that doesn't work, but this one was working. Right? So what I'm trying to say is, in my analogy, you can't have 2 stories running at the same time because the thing you're trying to get to work won't work. Got to throw that story away so this story works, so this PayPal account works. It's just one story. You can only have one PayPal account in the same name. You can't have the we're together, we're in love, but he hates me, but he hasn't forgiven me because he's a player, he cheats on me story running. You've got to have just the fresh new story, the fresh new PayPal account. I had 2, and that's why this one didn't work. Are you guys having 2 stories or just one story? That's why you've got to stick to the story during the day if any of this shit is running. If your old PayPal account's still running, get rid of it with visualizing, affirming, or whatever, scripting, whatever you need to do to get into that new PayPal account and stay there. Does that make sense? Weird analogy. Where am I? The fuck am I, guys? Wait a minute. What does SP mean? Just specific person, darling. I've recently found that when something not so favorable happens with SP, telling myself, who cares what happens in 3D? That's great. And doing self-concept affirmations helps way more than focusing on SP affirming. There's a girl in our group who I had 3 calls with. She was so in love with her old SP. By the 3rd call, she would fall in love with her boss. And one of the things she started saying when the boss and her hadn't got together was, who cares? Who cares what's going on in the 3D? Who cares? She kept saying that, who cares? And now they're together. She kept saying, who cares? Who cares about this 3D? Who cares? We're together. Who cares? And every time she turned up at work and he was still with his old girlfriend and they weren't together, she kept saying, who cares? And it fucking worked a treat. Mm-hmm. Where am I? Hang on. Beza. Okay, Loz, I get upset with the events that happen with SP, some traumatic things, but I'm fine with him. Change his story, but the events that happen trigger me sometimes. Do I revise or accept it? Either way, darling. Whichever way is best for you. The events were upsetting, but SP and I are absolutely doing fine, better than ever. No grudges, nothing. Just the events that are upsetting because of external circumstances. Well, get rid of that story then, darling, if it's fucking everything up. Get rid of it. Who sent me another super chat? What's this, Chelsea? Loz, any advice on self-concept when you had an abusive dad who compared you to other kids, beat you and made you feel unlovable? Want to make sure I'm healing the root of my BS. Oh, no, darling. Okay. So I would sit down and write a letter to your dad and write down all the things that happened and how that made you feel. And I would read it out as if he's sitting in front of you in a chair and get all your feelings out and how you feel and how that fucked you up and how you're not going to be that girl anymore and you're not going to think any man's going to treat you badly and you're going to trust men and you're not going to fuck this up for me. And just because you were abusive and you didn't know how to give love properly and just because you were a fucked up dad and didn't know how to be a dad doesn't mean I can't trust men in my life now. You haven't fucked that up for me. I'm the new me, and the new Chelsea trusts men and knows that she's lovable and knows she's loved and trusts that the man in her life love her. Men in her life love her. They're not going to treat her like you treated me. Those kind of things, darling. Okay? And then you've probably got some trust issues where you feel like people are going to hurt you or you just feel not loved and you constantly crave people's love or are needy or you push people away before they hurt you because you assume they're going to hurt you. There's a whole plethora of things that could happen because of that. But I want you to get rid of the feelings that you have about your dad that you're still holding on to and then tell yourself you're lovable and it doesn't matter. He was just a real fucked up dad and didn't know how to be a dad. And you're not going to take any of that on board because that's not you. I'm drinking a freezing cold coffee. Make sense? Hang on, where am I? Since putting more focus on self-concept and getting so much more attention from men when I go out, I had so many people being flirty and have been so much more confident in myself. Oh, darling, that's lovely, you know. My hubby cheated on me before, came back, and then I had my first child. He said he was done it again, told the kids too. He's carrying on as if we don't exist. Before he left, I said, you have cheated, and he doesn't have any time for me. His job, etc., is more important. We have lost a business and money is tight, but he never had any time for us. I tried, but he just walked out. So what do you want here, darling? You want him back? If you want him back, you're going to really, really, really have to change the story about you that you don't get prioritized. You're not a priority to him, it sounds like, from the start. So what happened to you as a kid was someone neglected you or didn't make you a priority in their life. Either they didn't give you time or affection, they ignored you a lot, they made you feel just like the dirt under their shoe and didn't give you the time of day or didn't make you feel good enough. And so you allowed your husband to treat you that way the whole way through the marriage, or you constantly assumed you weren't enough and they would be with someone else. And so he was, and now you want this person who's treated you, sounds like completely like shit and treats you like you're not even there. And you want this person, do you? Why? Why do you want this person? Were they ever nice to you? What was it like at the beginning when they were nice? He must have been good to you at some point. What changed and what thinking in you changed when it started to change? I'm not blaming you. I just need to identify the fuck happened here because it sounds like he was never great. So there must have been a time where he was great. What were your feelings and thoughts like during that time? And then what changed? Did you start going to work and flirting with girls, or you thought he was talking to other people, or you thought you weren't enough, or you thought because you had kids, your body was different, or something happened with you and your thinking where you felt like he was going to pull away or not be there for you or not prioritize you, and then he started doing that? What happened to you? Tell me. I'm just going to scroll down and see what your answer is. Oh, you haven't given me anything. So that's a whole lot of I'm not a priority. You've really got to do the banish the third party sleep tape, even though it says third parties. The third party in your life is your husband's life and his job and whatever outside of him is prioritized over you and your children. Use the affirmations in that place. Hi, Loz. I journal as if my husband had whisked me off to Paris on my birthday as a get back together present. Now my son tells me he's bringing third party to Paris for a birthday. Like, what the fuck? Oh, no. He's bringing third party to Paris for her birthday. Oh, no, darling. Oh, no. That spectacularly backfired, didn't it? Sometimes that can happen, guys, that someone gets your manifestation. You're like, what the fuck? Well, just know you did that. Okay, well, I did that, didn't I? I masterfully manifested that. God, I'm really great manifester. Now I really have to think of me and him together more. Were you thinking of her a lot during that time? I don't. Because I just feel like I'm not enough and need a routine. I feel lazy, unattractive, and can do is a joke. I guess it's from childhood. I can't wait for that course. And I'm just scared my dad will be disappointed in me if I get bad grades. Okay, well, that's what it is, darling. So, see what you said. I can't stick to the routine. I've failed. So you use the word failed, which makes me think, and that's what I said before, that you've had a situation in life where your dad or your mum were really strict with your grades, and therefore you feel like a failure if you do things wrong or don't get things right. And therefore you're carrying that through now to the way you're trying to affirm and visualize and get your mind right. You're trying to not fail at that. You're not a failure. You've just got really fucking strict parents who care a lot about grades. And instead of thinking that the way to love a child is to give them support and encouragement no matter what they do, your parents' way of parenting is thinking that being strict and caring about grades is the way to show love to you. It's not, but unfortunately your parents have really fucked your mind up thinking you do things wrong by constantly putting pressure on you to be the best. And you've got to understand when parents do that, they're doing it from a place of either they grew up poor or they didn't have a college degree or something in their mind is telling them this is the way to parent. This is the way to be a good parent. Push them, make them be the best. But they don't understand that gives you this complex where you feel like you're doing everything wrong and you're going to fail. And you'll constantly feel like it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to do it wrong. I didn't have that kind of pressure, school pressure, but I certainly had a mum who wanted everything done just right in the household and always told me I did things wrong. So I constantly felt like I was going to fail before I even started. And so I couldn't stick to any routines because I was always worried I'd do it wrong. So that's where it's coming from, Melissa. So thanks, Dad, for making me feel like I'm constantly going to disappoint you and fail. Thanks a lot. That's what you're going to be saying to yourself. And people won't like me or like I'm not sexy, even though I know I'm pretty and have a nice body sometimes, but I'll keep affirming I was bullied a lot as a child. I have Turkish strict parents, okay, which lost minds who called me fat, stupid, and lazy ever since I was a child. Always got D grades because I've always been extremely insecure. I need to get my core stuff. I hope I do. Always keep going. Always go hard on self-concept, mental diet. I will never stop. Melissa, darling, look, when you're culturally different from other people when you're at school and other kids weren't Turkish and you were Turkish, you might have had dark hair and dark eyes and you had different parents and your food smelt at lunchtime and you just stood out like a sore thumb because you were different. Did that happen? So that already makes you feel like you're different. So there's one thing. Okay. Then you got things like your parents are migrants and therefore they push you. So if you're living in America and they're Turkish or whatever you are, right, your parents have already got this story that because they were poor migrants, they have to push you. Just give it that story that it doesn't matter. They're going to change their parenting style. They're not going to push you anymore. They're not going to expect you to be your best. They understand that that's probably not the best way to parent, and they're soft with you now and gentle with you now, and they don't push you, and you do everything perfectly and never do anything wrong. Say that to them. I had a super spooky tarot pop up on my feed today, told me what I need to work on. It literally happens to me on the daily, every hour. Anytime I'm on TikTok, the tarot is just completely freaks me out. It's weird. I'm back on the horse. Oh, wonderful. Is that wonderful? Oh, hang on. I'm okay, Loz. I'm going hard on self-concept as I know my issues. I went for a job interview the other day and got the job. Oh, wonderful. It was better pay and I was chosen over 5 other people. Oh, wonderful, darling. Now, Melissa, read what Alyssa just said. Alyssa wasn't feeling so great quite a few months ago, okay? And she's gone on such a journey to get to where she is now. You can do it too, okay, darling? Hooray! I had a I saw the one. I think I have a belief that I'm always misunderstood. What should I say to affirm against that? I think I've got that belief too, that You know what I think it is? I think my mum used to fly off the handle, and no matter what I say, I would try and explain things, and she would jump to conclusions or think I was doing things wrong. And so I just had this assumption that people misunderstand me or get triggered by me. And so they do. The amount of misunderstandings I have over text is just unbelievable. And people read my text wrong, and I'm like, I didn't mean that at all. Fuck you. And then it must be because I have a story that people misunderstand me. Where's it coming from, Tara? Hey, Laws, have you ever manifested two SPs at the same time? Yes. I was with one. The old one came back, and he was being really great, and I couldn't decide. So for about 3 months, no, maybe 2, of my relationship with my old SP, this one hung around, and I actually couldn't decide. And then about 3 months in, I decided I want this one, and this one wouldn't leave. And he kept ringing me all the time. He actually rang me more than my SP. And then one day in about September or something, he tried to invite me over for dinner to his house. And I was like, I can't come to dinner house. That's a date. And he goes, no, it's not. And I was like, yeah, it is. I can't do that. And then he chucked the shit, and then we didn't talk for ages. And then we started talking again months later, and then he asked me if he should give up on me. And I said yes. And then he went and got his baby mama pregnant and doesn't love her. And then tried to get me back anyway. But, I don't want to. But yes. So just imagine them both at the same time. Affirm for both of them if you want. And then you'll decide. Hey, Loz, don't get upset with me. I won't. I need to pick me up. I'm feeling low today. I know it's my self-concept. I know I need direction with your words. Don't worry about it, guys. You can have a bad day. I had a shit of a day today having arguments with fucking some dude on PayPal. Guys, sometimes you have a day. Okay. So what? Tomorrow's another day, she says. And after all, tomorrow is another day. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Gone with the Wind? Just put it down to that. Doesn't matter, guys. Do we hold any old stories with an SP who has never been an ex, or it's just our doubts and fears being the reason why they may be hot and cold or unable to share their real feelings? Have to. What does that mean? Guys, it's your story that makes up the story about them. If you think they've got issues, you think you attract people with issues, or you think you're not good enough and you need people please and be there for them and overgive to the person with issues. If you think they're upset with you, it's your story about I upset people. It's always a story about you. That's why when people go on and on and on about changing the story of your SP, it really annoys me because they're not identifying how you came up with that story. You made up the fucking story. It's really not got nothing to do with them. Oh, thanks, Victoria. Go and have a wine on me, Loz, to de-stress. Oh, thank you. I really do need one today. Thank you for answering my question. You're the best. Thank you, darling. My little assistant was here during the phone call. She said, that really escalated quickly. Everything was going great on the call. I was on the call while she was doing work, and I was like, la, 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 thanks so much. Oh, that's great, Kevin. Thanks. What? What's happening? Oh, my God. What have you done? She said, 1 minute it was fine. The next minute it all went to shit. And I was like, yeah, I will use that wine. Thank you, darling. Hang on, what the fuck am I? Do we create it when someone we care about gets hurt in our reality? I recently found out my best friend was assaulted, and I can't help but wonder if I somehow created that happening to her. No, darling. She's in her own reality creating shit for herself. Were you thinking, oh my God, I hope my best friend doesn't get assaulted. I hope when she walks home tonight, someone doesn't rape her. Were you thinking that? No. So don't worry about it. Unless she had a terrible story that she was a really unsafe person, something was going to happen to her or something. No. Don't beat yourself up for things that happen to other people, guys. Absolutely not, please. He was always good, treating me like a queen. What's this tea? You're doing 10,000 bits and pieces of questions. I can't read these, guys. You know how many people are here? Hi, you got to do part 1, part 2 next to each other, guys. I can't. There's 95 people and you expect me to find your last thing you wrote. Hi, Loz. What do you suggest to hear to change to become a happy, satisfied person living a good life? What do you suggest to hear to change to become a happy, satisfied person living a good life? I have a great life. Everything's working out for me. I'm contented in my life. I wouldn't use the word happy. I'm happy because you can't really tell your mind to be happy. But what would your life look like if you were happy? That's what I'd be imagining. Should you have self-concept for different areas of your life? For example, overall, I'm perfect, amazing, I'm attractive. Then self-concept for love, I'm loved, I'm lovable. You can, don't? I'm so easy to love. Yes. I'm admired and chased. Or should I have the same self-concept for everything? It's all tied together. But look, if it helps you to have different self-concept for love, yeah, absolutely. I realized listening to some of your older lives that because my parents used to punish each other with the silent treatment, and now when someone steps back to not make a disagreement worse. You just made me realize something, Tara. My parents would do that to me and to each other. Yep. Tell your father that blah, 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 blah. You go upstairs and tell him. Why am I getting in the middle of this? That's the kind of shit you used to have in our house. What should I do to affirm against this? No one pulls away from me. Everyone's always there for me. I never do anything wrong, so there's no reason for anyone to pull away. I'm not wrong. I don't do things wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. So that. Had Tara come up and say that I'm manifesting that I've cracked the code and know I'm the queen of manifesting. Oh, that's great. I love that. I supported him in every way. He has a job also on YouTube, meaning he has to travel everywhere. After he got this job, he never gave me any time. We have so much going on and so busy. He treated me like a queen and he got me everything I wanted. He was romantic, took me on special holidays. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is the story about the husband. Okay, T. So listen to this. You had a story that started when he started the job at YouTube that he would have less time for you and need to travel. Then in your mind, you had a story that because he was traveling, he might meet other girls or he'd be not as committed to your marriage because his work was so important with a big, important company. And so you started having these feelings that that was more important to him than you guys, didn't you? And that's why that's happened. So when he got that job, you started thinking that the job became more important to him than you. Now, that's not actually about the job. It's about your story about you, that you don't get prioritized and that you're not enough. And that something can take the attention away, your husband's attention away from you to that. Meaning you're not enough to be fully committed to and prioritized, and your family isn't either. Your kids aren't either. So what's the story you started to have as soon as he got that job? That's the reason it's falling apart. That's the reason he's treating you the way he is, because you can't change the story that that's more important to him than you are. And that distance away from you would mean his heart wouldn't be in the marriage because you don't spend as much time together or you don't have as much sex anymore or he's looking for it elsewhere or whatever the distance story with travel you had. That's what you need to change. The story about the distance, the story about the job, the story about you not being a priority. The story about things changed when he got that job. No, that didn't happen. Oh, okay. That didn't happen, Melissa. But my dad was a poor migrant and my mum always had a strict Turkish mindset. Oh, okay. So the bullying thing didn't happen because of being Turkish. Okay. But the strict migrant and bad upbringing thing, yeah. Poor upbringing, yep. Strict Turkish mindset because they could call me fat, lazy, and not enough. That's what people. Oh, you're Australian. Oh, okay. Oh, look. But you've got to understand, like, okay, this is a terrible thing to say about Australia, but Australia's pretty racist. Okay. And I know from my background, my grandmom's background is Croatian. Okay. And when my mum was growing up, her dad was told not to speak Croatian in the household and not to act Croatian. So we never learned any Croatian and we were to be Australian. Although so I wasn't, it didn't really affect me, but my mum's dad and everything were to be Australian because of the way the grandparents who came to Australia were treated by Australians. All those wogs, right? So your dad's got a real fucking strong story that you need to fit in and be the best you can be to fit into Australia and be the best you can be because of the way he was probably treated and your mum was probably treated by Australians. Can be that as well. And therefore they push you to not have to go, so you don't have to go through what they went through when they were treated badly and different. They want you to be as accomplished as any other person. It's just their hang up they've got because of the way they were treated when they got here. You know what I mean? Is it that? I'm just making an assumption here. Tell me. Oh, there's my other comments up there. Okay, yes, I saw it. Hang on. Just woke up. It's my birthday. Oh, Sherry Synthesis says happy birthday, darling. Happy birthday. Hang on, where am I? Okay, tell you where's the rest of the story. But after our first child, he left me and got back with me and told me he made a mistake, but he told me he didn't love me. He's done this twice. I know deep down he does, I feel, due to debt. It's put pressure on us. What debts put pressure on you? I really appreciate your help. I have done the self concept, which I'm enough, etc. But it's affirming and living in the end. I love him and our family. I think we have been through too much to let it go. I'm not telling you to let him go. I'm telling you you've got to let go of the story that he doesn't love you and doesn't want you. I know that he told you that or said he didn't love you, but you've got to understand that came out of your brain first. Unfortunately, it did. So I don't know what happened. What were you thinking when you got pregnant with your first child that then could result in him leaving? I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, can you identify the fearful thoughts you were having when you were pregnant or before that that then made you feel like he might leave? Or then when he did leave, when he came back, his heart wasn't in it? That's what you need to change. Yeah. What do you mean, yeah? Is that what your parents are like? Oh my God, Loz, didn't know you had Croatian background. I do too. Yes. But I also was anyways made to feel uncool and weird, ugly, annoying, and not enough from people, not because of that racist stuff, but just from bullying in childhood, because maybe we're just different in some way. So, I mean, I'm making an assumption here. Sometimes migrant kids get picked on, but you might have gone to a school with lots of other Turkish kids or, hang on, where am I? Where am I? God damn it. How to change the belief that my SP is a liar. Stop thinking that, guys. Why would you want to be with someone who's a liar? That's a trust issue you've got from childhood. Were you abused, darling? That's probably why. Did you have a liar in your household like your parents cheating? I really can't understand where my feeling of being misunderstood comes from. It's probably just a feeling of you do things wrong, Tara. That's all. Just I do things wrong. Come out, manifest itself in all kinds of ways. Hi, Loz. I make and personalize thing on the side. I was personalizing a top for a friend who was also friends with SP. It went wrong and my friend was annoyed. It wasn't my fault, but I felt so bad. Don't feel bad, darling. I automatically thought, oh no, he's going to go to SP and tell him. And then they laugh and joke at my mistake, feel pathetic and failure. What is your course coming out? Darling, that's just a whole lot of the same thing I'm just talking about. Feeling like you do things wrong, feeling like you're going to fail, feeling like people are going to talk behind your back, feeling like people are going to reject you because you did something wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You made a mistake. You're allowed to make mistakes. When you were a kid, did you have strict parents or you were made to feel like everything had to be perfect or you had to be perfect or you had something wrong with you? What's going on there? Just get rid of that story that they're going to do this and they're going to do that. They're not going to do anything. They haven't even told your SP. It's totally inconsequential. They're never going to have a conversation about it. You haven't done anything wrong. Hi, Loz. I saw a guy on TikTok with exactly the old story I used to have my SP, saw and said, glad my man isn't like that and scrolled. Oh, wonderful, darling. Hooray. What happens if you decide to not affirm for SP and only work on self-concept? They still come back. I did not affirm. When my old SP came back when I was with my other SP, I wasn't thinking about him. I hadn't thought about the guy once. Hi, Loz. I really want to retire and know I shouldn't worry about the how. So, should I affirm for money or that I've retired in perfect health? You've retired in perfect health. If you've retired, that implies you have money to retire, right? Also, Loz, I've been in the state of having all my desires and have an internal feeling it's all done. Is my mental diet all I need to keep on check from now on? Yes, darling, but having the feeling it is done is wonderful. You may not need to keep on top of your thinking. It may be done in your mind. It's up to you. Hey, Loz, hope you're well. I've been living in the end and affirming and knowing I'm the best and knowing my SP's mine. Still no contact, but I don't care because I know I'm the woman of his dreams and he will conform. Oh, wonderful, darling. All right. Yes. Stick with that thinking, no, that's perfect. Happy birthday. Yes. Hi, Loz, part one. I've been working so hard on self-concept priority and chosen. Mum is alcoholic. Dad left when I was little. I know what I need to work on being chosen, prioritized, feeling enough. Good, Abby. Good. SP and I have been dating for over a year, but not girlfriend, boyfriend. He's so good to me, cooks, spoils me, etc. But it's on and off. His birthday this weekend. I don't even want to go because I am not being number one. Yeah, you won't be number one, darling, until you start thinking that you're number one in his mind because you're number one in everyone's mind. Sometimes we go for a full week together and sometimes I don't hear from him for weeks. Don't react to 3D, but it hurts on and off. Thank you, Loz. Abby, Until you get rid of the story that you're not prioritized in life, he won't prioritize you. When you start saying, I'm the priority, I get chosen by everyone, you write a letter to both your parents and be like, fuck you, parents. I am literally not going to be this person who doesn't get chosen, who isn't put first. I'm fucking put first by everyone, especially my SP. And I'm not going to carry all the shit you gave me from your fucked upness of being an alcoholic or all the shit that was going on with you. That's not me. And he's going to treat me beautifully because I'm the new me and I'm always prioritized, God damn it. Hi, Loz. How would you change the story about being too much and pushing people away whenever I would show personality and emotions, especially wanting closeness, as always ignored by parents and now SPs? Okay, so if you're always ignored by parents, you'll feel like you're too much all the time, too needy, too giving, too loving, too cuddly, too affectionate. It's too much for them because your parents were like, so you're going to assume your SP is going to think that. They're not thinking that at all. You've just got a dominant assumption, oh, when I give them hugs and stuff and hold the hand, it's a bit much for them. Then they go, do you have to do that? And you're like, I don't want to do public displays of affection. And you're like, sorry. Because your mind is running with a tape that that's too much because you felt like that was too much when you were a kid. If you went up to your mum and dad and went to give them a hug and they went, go, get away from me. What are you doing? I'm on the phone. Don't you think your SP is going to do that too? Get rid of that fucking story. See him as affectionate. See him as loving you being affectionate. See him as affectionate to you back. Oh my God, Loz, I didn't know, yes. But I like always made to feel uncool and weird, ugly, annoying, and not enough from people, not because of that racist stuff and bullying in childhood, probably because of my PE. What do you mean PE? Look, just feeling different in some way, Melissa, you'll encounter bullying sometimes. That's how bullying happens, because you feel different in some way. Just different. Then you'll get bullied. Hello from Croatia. Oh! Sorry, Loz, if you've already mentioned this and I've forgotten, but do you believe that dreaming about SP is a sign that your subconscious is beginning to believe in your story? You can tell it that. You can decide that that's the meaning. Yes, absolutely. Why else would it be dreaming about your SP? SP is a musician. After the show, he literally dodged me and went home knowing I was there. Oh, no, darling. Just decide that didn't happen. Revise the story or imagine the next time you see him that's not happening. But just go right to the end. Go right to the end of being together. Don't worry about what just happened. Dylan Adams. SP got jealous of a photo I posted on socials. It has a girl in it, Festival. She told me she had to delete me, then started calling names. Is it reacting if I don't answer her calls for a day or so? Well, you can decide not to answer or to answer. Whichever way, decide you made the right decision. Hi, Liz, just want to say, found you during a bad breakup and you helped me in changing my mindset. Started affirming because it calms my anxieties and found that SP started confirming. Oh, wonderful, darling. Confirming all your affirmations. Wonderful. Hi from Belgium. Oh, you're welcome, darling. Reached out to tell me he loves me, but third party's still there. Oh, Giselle. Oh, started confirming, but don't worry about third party still there, darling. Get rid of that thought out of your mind that she's there. Just decide they love you and she'll be gone and you're together. Just focus on you together and work on your I'm not chosen shit. Loz, I need your self-concept course when it's coming out. When we sort this PayPal out, guys. What about dreaming about people you know repeating, saying your affirmations in front of you and teasing in a mocking way, not fun waking up to that? Oh, no, is that what happened? Well, just decide that's your subconscious's weird way of trying to stop you from saying the affirmations. You're like, fuck you, subconscious. At least it's working. It's sinking in. Ha-ha, it's sinking in, even if it's a fucked up dream. Please, could you give me an example on how to change a distant thing with a job? I don't know what I should affirm for this. Thank you so much. So, T, what you need to do is work on your feeling chosen. Okay, so do the I'm a priority sleep tape, which is actually about third parties, but in your case, the job is the third party, right? I am the priority. I am number one. Okay, start saying those affirmations, but it's really not about him. You've got to understand nothing he's doing is about him. It's not about the job and it's not about him. It's actually about you feeling like you're not a priority. So what happened to you as a kid? This has got you've got to understand. You've got to watch enough of my content to understand this has literally got nothing to do with your husband. Not anything to do with him. So what happened to you as a kid where you got not prioritized by your parents, like not put first, or you were made to feel not good enough in some way, and so therefore you feel like you won't be prioritized because you're going to be rejected because you're not enough or you do things wrong. That's what this is about. It's actually not about your husband. You can change the story about him traveling and YouTube and all this shit, but it hasn't changed the core shit that's running in your mind, which is you don't get prioritized because there's something wrong with you, or you don't get prioritized because you're not enough, or you get rejected because you're XYZ. That's the tape that's running. All this YouTube story won't make any difference. What happened to you as a kid? Will you feel not good enough? Were you compared to other children? Were you not given enough time and affection? Did you have something wrong with you? Were your parents uber strict and made you feel like you're wrong all the time? Did they distance from you? Did a parent abandon you? Like someone actually left? Like a dad? That's probably what it is. So what happened to you as a kid? Just tell me now, because it's got nothing to do with your husband. And I can't help you unless you tell me what happened to you as a kid. Loz, I love how real you are in your teachings. You always encourage us to look towards inwards rather than outwards. I love your honesty. Your approach around subconcept has changed my life. Thank you. Oh, Maddie, you're so welcome. Hey. I was bullied at school. Parents were great. Every relationship I've been in, they have always left me. Okay, but why were you bullied at school? About what? Were you dyslexic? Did you have ADHD? Did you have funny Coke bottle glasses? Were you shorter than all the other kids? Were you a different ethnicity? Was there something different about you? Why were you bullied? About what? So in the story of you, there's a story that people pick on you because there's something different or wrong about you, which means you're going to always assume you're going to do things wrong in your marriage, or you're going to get rejected in some way, like you were rejected at school from the other kids by your husband, or in relationships. In every relationship I have, I get rejected because something is wrong with me. So tell me what was different about you, or why you got bullied. What were you bullied about? Does journaling the negative stuff in your life affirming it? I decide it's not. I hope that's enough because I journal everything, but I try not to read it back because it's painful. Why are you writing out all the old stuff? No one should be doing a manifestation journal and talking about old shit. I want you to be writing new shit. No, Beza. Fuck no. We don't use our manifestation journals for purging out old crap. What's your thoughts on always thinking about SP most of the day? Please don't. I would like you to think about you most of the day. Meghan Markle yourself up, please. You think she sits around thinking about Harry all fucking day? Where am I? Any more questions, guys? Otherwise, I'm going to go. T, tell me what you're bullied about. Okay, what can we call this? I can't remember what number this is. 80 something. The girls used to call me all the names and fight with me because I used to talk to lads they liked. They used to say I was spoiled from parents, which I wasn't. And fight with you because you talked to lads they liked. There's something else going on here you're not identifying. It's not just that. It's not just about the bullying at school. There's something before that, right? But maybe you just got a story that people aren't there for you, that people don't support you, that you get rejected. It's just a rejection story, darling, you're holding. You're holding a rejection story, and therefore your husband's doing the same thing. A lot of you think you had perfect childhoods, okay? I just need to tell you this about your self-concept. The amount of times I used to have calls with people and they would tell me, my childhood was great, my parents were great. And by the end of an hour, they were sobbing their eyes out. There's always something, guys. You don't have to have had a fucked up childhood to be fucked up now. So why do you assume you're going to get rejected? My dad used to work away. That's the one thing. Okay. So when your dad used to work away, what's that correlate with in your life now? Doesn't your husband work away? Don't you assume that when someone you love loves you, they're not there for you? They're away? That's what love looks like. When I love someone, they're not here. When I love someone, they're not here a lot of the time. They're away. So he's away. So you've got to change that story. And as soon as he got that job, I bet you any money, your fears started kicking in. Oh no, what's this going to do to our marriage? Right? That's the story you got to change. Any good affirmation for the contact for him to be coming back to me? And where's the rest of this? Manifested contact after no contact with my husband, but the contact is because I had to contact him because he got a brand new car at my address. I told myself it was for him and his new SP and dobbed him into his finance company. Why? Any good affirmations for the contact for him to be coming back to me? Well, not if you're acting like a triggered bitch and doing shit like dobbing him in and doing shit in the 3D and acting like the third party and him are together and being angry. Why haven't you forgiven them for leaving you? Why are you still angry about the third party? You're doing a whole lot of shit in the 3D that's going to just completely mess you up. You can affirm for your SP all your life, but you're holding on to the story that he's in love with the third party, not wanting you, building a whole life with someone else. How the fuck are you going to affirm for you and your SP when you're holding this shitty story? You've got 2 PayPal accounts running. Get rid of the old one. Thank you, Loz. You're the best. Oh, don't worry, darling. Loz, you are so good at this. You're the Neville God out of our time. Seriously. Oh, darling. Thank you. It's not a manifestation journal, just a journal to get the feelings out. Why, Beza? You're not meant to be living in the fucking feelings. Oh, I'm angry. Grrr. Old shitty feelings. Feelings. Yes, old. Ha ha. It feels so good to get these feelings out. I hate these fucking feelings. The fuck are you doing? No. Oh, I caused everything that I'm really angry about. Ding. Do that, please. Throw that fucking journal away and don't you dare write in it again and go ceremoniously burn it and say, this is not what Loz told me to do. This is the complete fucking opposite of what Loz tells us to do. I've got to get rid of this old story. I'm holding on to this fucking old story. I'm in love with my pain. Fuck, I'm doing the complete opposite of everything Loz says. No wonder this isn't working. Fuck me. I'm going to watch this journal burn until it turns into embers, and then I'm going to start a new journal where everything's fresh and new and lovely. When have I ever said do a hate journal? Do a purging all your feelings out journal? Yeah, fucking fuck, guys. See you, Queen and Loslings. Thank you for your live. Learned a lot. You know me. Okay, what are we going to call this? 3D is a shit show. Or 3D is purging. And what else? Sorry, I've been journaling since I was a kid. It was my day's events. Well, how's that fucking working for you, Beza? Clearly isn't. I'm switching it to a manifestation journal soon. That one was too painful. No shit. It's like saying, I've been stabbing myself since I was a child. I just keep doing that. I can't help myself. Well, maybe stop. Fuck me. This is so helpful. Okay, good. What else can we call it? 3 ex-husbands. There's lots of ex-husbands in this chat. Or bad marriage or something. All right, guys. You can watch this back later and I'll have a thumbnail with those sayings on it. All right, guys. I'll be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. EST if you want to join me. And my dog really, really, really wants to go for a walk. Okay, we're going. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, let's go.